What's up, guys? Kane here. I've got another 1v1 for you. This time it's Flipstip and Klon on SHxLV. Should be a great one. I have high hopes for this one. Gonna see in the northeast here, Flipstip with his green light vehicle factory. Down here, spawning in the central south side, it's gonna be Klon with this red shield bot factory. Interesting choice, a little unconventional on a map like this. Typically, you do see a lot of, well, light vehicles, sometimes tanks. Typically not shield bots, mostly because, well, they're so slow. It's hard to mobilize them across the map, but if you set up a good defensive perimeter, I guess it's tenable. You can see here there's a ton of reclaim and this huge super mechs in the center. It's 5 metal per second, so you grab that and overdrive it, and it's worth quite a few of these peripheral metal extractors. Dart coming in here from Flipstip, going to be sussing out exactly where Klon is at. Neither player aware of the other player's position. Looks like mostly scouts coming out. Scouts and then raiders from Flipstip. No cons on the field quite yet. Always interesting to see. Oh, one con here from Klon. We can see that Flipstip has just spotted out that factory there, getting his scout taken out by the defender. A little bit of help here from Bob the Shop, Klon's commander down here in the central south side, like I mentioned. This bandit getting pushed away by the Scorcher. This dirtbag going to be trying to dive in, looking for the factory block. Probably not going to find it. A couple of flips in the air, and ultimately gets taken out by the LT. Nice little mound there. Acrobatic little dirtbags. Always fun to watch. This bandit gets taken out by the Scorcher, no problem. So some light engagement so far. It looks like Flipstip is in a bit of a favorable position economically. Of course, it's very early in the game, just a minute and a half forward. Wow, a second bandit going down to the Scorcher. I'm not sure what the expectation is there. 130 metal for the Scorcher. So yeah, it should be able to take out just under 2 of these bandits. I guess technically it did better than it's supposed to. Heading back now, looks like gonna get repaired. This really nice micro from Flipstip. You see, as soon as rather than keeping this guy out in the army where it will surely die in just a matter of moments, he brings it back to help defend and probably to repair it later on. Economically, I mean, I'm not sure what this constructor's doing. Looks like he's building an LLT and then some more energy here to help facilitate some fast expansion, I would expect. Economically, it looks like Klon does have a slight advantage, especially with the energy he's producing, and he's certainly poised to quickly expand. He doesn't want to do it too quickly. I mean, this is such a big open map. There's no bottlenecks, and with the mobility of the light vehicle factory, it's really easy to get caught off guard. So he's expanding pretty cautiously at the moment. Looks like he's going to be trying to take out the defender. Oh boy, almost loses. There we go. One bandit goes down. The second one gets taken out by the Scorcher. No sweat. And ultimately the Scorcher retreats. You can see here, it looks like Flipstip has been pushing pretty hard to get the central mechs. I think Klon's idea with this starting position was to take the control of the center. You can see he started super close to this metal extractor than most people, compared to most people. Flipstip, however, getting to the rim first and planting some defenders is very common. You'll see a lot of advanced players do this. They'll rush the center and then a couple of defenders to help cover the expansion, grab the central mechs, and then you can see actually an LLT coming out from Klon, trying to perhaps preempt any aggressive pushes. It does have coverage of the metal extractor spot, so Flipstip isn't going to be able to plant one there with this LLT in commission. A couple of slashers now, going to be very slowly creeping in. Able to take out definitely this and the LLT, the metal extractor I meant, and the LLT as well as the defender here in just a moment. Klon sort of, it looks like he's going to abort this radar tower, try and head back. Thug coming out now. It looks like he might be switching it into a Thug Law ball. That looks to be the case. Some constructors coming out from Flipstip as well. Economically, we can see here that, I mean, it's pretty much tied, just that Klon has a lot of energy here. So he's, like I mentioned, well poised to begin expanding rapidly, but he's not actually executed on that quite yet. And it could come back to bite him here as the advantage begins to snowball a bit for Flipstip. We can see here Flipstip has also been much more aggressive about claiming territory, controls pretty handily this northeastern corner of the map. Klon mostly has control only of this central southern area. These Scorchers coming in over and over again to try and raid out any expansions that might be here. Ooh, pretty nice engagement. Should be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm not really sure what the ideal strategy is for both players. I mean, you don't want to get too close for these bandits to, you know, gang up on a single Scorcher, but at the same time you want the heat rate bonus. But I mean, I think you can kite the Scorchers with the bandits. But you definitely don't want to do that, just suiciding 1 or 2 right into the commander. That was definitely not how Flipstip wanted it to play out. Bit of unfortunate misattention there. And here comes the Thug Law ball. Should be tearing apart these slashers. Really no problem whatsoever. Once they get slowed down by that outlaw, they won't be able to run away from the thugs, who of course will have perfect accuracy on these immobile targets. And, Scorcher coming in, trying to do what it can, trying to dive down on the outlaw. Absolutely the right choice, but gets slowed down just a bit too much and taken out by the thug. This commander, excellent job skirming this ball a little bit, using the light particle beam, I believe, to whittle down the shields and force them to retreat. This Scorcher is way too far away to do any meaningful damage to a ball like this. and these bandits coming poking into the central area, figuring out that there's a defender here to cover it from Flipstip. But once that's cleared, Klon could take the central area. I guess the same could be said for Flipstip as well. But Flipstip is heading over to the east. It looks like possibly fortifying this eastern flank. He does have to be pretty careful. I mean, his vehicles are restricted in having sort of a bottleneck here along the midline, whereas these shield bots will be able to go over the hills if he does fortify just this bottleneck. So it's going to have to be, well, paying a lot of attention to exactly how he lays his fortifications. Early Wolverine as well coming out. This is really nice to see. Just one Wolverine should be more than enough to take out any light defenses here in the base, and the slashers can come in, finish off whatever remains. But this Thug Law Ball says, nope, get right out of there, and so they do. These slashers hang back to the safety of their commander. This is actually a pretty dangerous position for Flipstip. Klon, I mean, has been sitting back, basically massing up the ball. At the same time, there's a pretty nice raid coming out from Klon. Bandits here on the north side, going to get taken out by the LLTs, though. Back to the Thug Law Ball. It looks like, oh, a Dominatrix is coming out as well. Does manage to grab one of these thugs. Probably aiming for the Outlaw, but Thug is fine, too. Ultimately, that Dominatrix gets taken down, and Klon regains control of his Thug. This commander is definitely in a compromised position. It looks like he's going to go down to the shield ball. Have to be really careful about how you take this out. The explosion could definitely take out or heavily damage the shield ball, and then Klon will find himself in not a great position either. So close, and it looks like he's going to be using the range on those Outlaws to deal the last bits of damage to the commander. Ultimately, managed to lose just one Outlaw in that skirmish. I mean, that was excellent, excellent, excellent. That was top-notch, exactly how you want to deal with a slasher ball like that. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful Klon. Also expanding up the western side here with a bit of a defender push. And looks like these Scorchers trying to come in and clean up the shield ball. They don't really have the opportunity there. This constructor should come in and repair this ball as fast as possible. No, it looks like he's doing something else. Looks like he might be building, oh, a caretaker. All right, understandable. Build a caretaker, help support the factory, and then, yeah, Klon actually is not accessing quite, but definitely in danger of doing so. Great idea to get this caretaker up before repairing. Just going to hang tight. I mean, Flipstip can't really push in having just lost his commander like this. Thankfully for Flipstip, he does have the constructor here to begin reclaiming pretty much immediately after building a few more defenses there. And the shield ball just hanging out. Shield's now at full power. Like I said, needs some repair before it heads out again. But, I mean, I like Klon's position at this point. He's doing great. He has the economic advantage. Once he gets his caretaker up, he'll be able to actually use it. Now he's established a pretty solid line. Started expanding over to the southwest as well. Here, those Wolverine shots doing what they can against these defenders, but not that great, just one Wolverine by itself. More bandits coming in here, gonna get taken out by the slashers at the same time. Klon not able to get much going as far as the Raider game, but he made such a convincing push through the middle with his main military that Flipstip is gonna be on the back foot for at least the next little bit. We see here Klon continues to maintain the economic advantage and is pushing super aggressively up here to the northwest. LLTs and defenders galore. I mean, it's a well-fortified position. If he can deny this entire area of metal extractors from Flipstip, then that's a huge, huge win. At the same time, Flipstip does have the opportunity to go down to the southeast here, just as much as Klon does, although certainly not a fortified position, and this is nice to see too. Dominatrix coming out from Flipstip, often referred to as the comeback vehicle, looking to snipe out as whatever integral part of the shield ball they can find, and a Felon joins this Thug Law Ball. Going to be a pretty overwhelming force. I feel like this might be able to steamroll through this position in the east here. These Dominatrixes managing to capture one of the thugs. It's always unfortunate to have to kill one of your own units, but I'm not sure that one thug is going to make that much of a difference here. Second Dominatrix coming in to do what it can. Sniping the Felon would be nice. Definitely a big deal. You can drain pretty much all of the shields of the Shieldbot factory on the shields themselves. Question mark? That sentence came out a little bit wonky, but trying to pick up another thug here. Looks like they'll do a good job. Oh, just barely eludes him. I mean, these Dominatrixes have the perfect opportunity to take out the Felon right now. Right now, well, it's overextended. Go Flipstip. Turn around and take this Felon, man. Poking in with a Scorcher to cause a distraction. Here we go. Felon under heavy fire from the Dominatrixes. One goes down, no sweat, but the second one, had the opportunity to keep working on him. Here we go. Nope. Picking off a thug now, and man, both of the Dominatrixes go down. Just one capture in the name, and the thug reverts back to Klon's control. Very, very nice defense there, and I mean, that was definitely a long shot, but it had the potential if it was executed just a little bit more intentionally, but it's hard to keep control over everything. Flipstip actually going for the air switch, which is an interesting choice. Looks like he'll bomb out with the Felon. There we go. And with that, the shield ball is definitely diminished in its effectiveness. Neither player is taking the central mechs, by the way, I should mention. Pretty nice little Scorcher dive coming in here. Probably not going to take out the commander ultimately. And now this shield ball is just going to very slowly push in through the eastern side. Unfortunately, no constructors traveling with the shield ball to repair or reclaim as they go. Really a minor thing, but I like to keep 1 or 2 constructors in here to help repair and reclaim, like I mentioned. I feel like it makes your army much more effective if you sacrifice 1 thug for 1 or 2 constructors. These Ravens coming in here to bomb out as much as they can. I mean, it doesn't even look like they're able to take out a full unit with all of their power. And then here we go. These bandits, how did these get in here? I have no idea. Probably just crept along this little avenue Klon created for himself down the west side, sneaking in through the middle, and then, well, ultimately flanking these forces here, very much catching the artillery and the slashers out of position. And, I mean, these bandits alone could almost win the game. Once they cleared this out, shield ball is going to be coming in here. The Felon actually provides some flex AA, takes out that Raven just like we saw there. Absolutely beautiful. And, well, this is pretty convincingly Klon's game at this point. Looks like Flipstip is just about to throw in the towel. Let's begin chatting. All I do is wasting units. Well, I don't know. I mean, it was a tough call. Tough pick, LV against shield bots on a map like this, especially after you allow Klon to set up a nice defensive position along the west side and effectively close off the raiding routes. That's really all it took, and then he built up the critical mass and pushed through. I mean, you can't really beat yourself up too much about it because, in my opinion, the light vehicle factory is kind of a low attrition factory, whereas the shield bot factory is a very, very high attrition factory. And I mean, that's exactly what we saw here, and ultimately, with that attrition, Klon was able to build up the critical mass needed to break the lines, and with that, move directly into Flipstip space. I thought it was a good fight, but, well, I mean, what could Flipstip have done to prevent this from happening? It's hard to say. I mean, the Thug Law ball just worked so well to disengage the slashers. I think maybe going slashers at all was kind of a bad call, just given how strong Shieldbot is against the slashers. They can basically, you know, 2 or 3 units in the Thug Law ball is enough to take out a pretty large line of slashers. So I'm not sure that was the right choice against Shield Ball. I could be wrong there, but I definitely wouldn't go slashers against Shield Ball myself. Maybe Ravagers? Question mark? I mean, it's hard to ball Ravagers though. Maybe just, well, there wasn't much to raid out from Klon. Actually, we saw how he didn't expand very much in the early game. Not until he had fortified his position did he begin expanding very aggressively. He built lots of energy in advance with a bit of overdrive. That, of course, helped him take advantage of whatever reclaim he was able to scrape up. And, I mean, really just played a great, you know, really good attrition game. And, well, I guess that's pretty much all there is to say about it. And, I mean, a bad factory choice, or not bad, but unfortunate factory choice, unfortunate factory matchup. Always makes it a pretty uphill battle. I thought it was still close and definitely an enjoyable game. Anyway, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time.